Hey everyone, welcome to Being Reintegrated. My name is Tim Wright. I wanted to present this podcast basically for those who are following in these exercises. This is a video for exercise 3, and basically what I wanted to do was show you a little bit of the nuance of what's going on with these exercises. Now, the first exercise is about a daily review. The second exercise is about a bodily review. And the third exercise is using this newfound power to be able to make a manifestation. So essentially, what I found when I was going through the exercise myself is that the changing of the color of the flame, or the aura of the flame, whatever your mileage may vary, but it's making a change in perception from the things that appear to be to the things that are. So that makes you a knower in the realm of psychic thought and exercises. Now, again, these exercises come from the College Martiniste. Usually you have to be an SI, a superior inconnu, to be able to experience these exercises, at the end of which is a light of light exercises. That's all I can say. Usually you have to be initiated into an actual group to hear these teachings, but I'll check with the powers that may be, and we'll see if I can present the lumen to lumen or light of lights at the end of the series, so we're not stuck in a situation where you're getting all this build up and no final practice. But that is a exercise that is very sacred to the Martinist group. I wanted to say congregation, but group. So I'll have to check and see if that's available in that format and if that conflicts. Anyway, so this is your candle exercise, and though it may seem innocuous, it may seem like, oh my God, this is stupid stuff. It's not giving me what I'm really looking for here. Just bear with me here, because each one of these builds a power that you have that you'll be able to work with in the future in other instances, not just with the daily review as you access the Dharmakaya, but your body as you unlock hidden trauma. And with this, as you start to use your mind for a tool rather than have the mind use you. So this is the gnosis. It's not knowing any particular epistemological categorization of the universe, though that's fun and great, and a lot of people have made their entryway into gnosis by doing so. It's not required. You don't have to know all things. You just have to know yourself, and then you'll know all things. So welcome to the subscribed exercise. I hope that's giving you some background and everything. Now, the candle, it's a very hidden, I'll show you an image in a second, but it's a very hidden nuance here. It's showing you that there's 3 forms of every form that can manifest in that form itself. You have the candle, which is, the basic bodily form. Then you have the wick, which is the carrier. Then you have the flame, which you have brought to the candle in order to exact change. And that is a great, great thing. Now, in the Elu Kohen, which being reintegrated is fully anchored in, you're going to experience a lot of candles. We'll just say it that way. Most people can't do the candle exercises. So it's important to understand the symbolism of the candle. And this was something that Jakob Böhme was actually himself interested in discussing, in his key to the Bonist philosophy, the key to his philosophy, or the clavis, he often referred to the candle and its components in order to bring about this gnosis, which he was talking about. But many others have done so too. Moni Sadhu, one of the Polish translators of the Russian Martinist line, he is very into these concentration exercises, and you may be able to dig it up on the internet. But yeah, so this matters because the exercise is designed to awaken the creative potential of the mind. Uh, and the Templar teachings, I want to be careful what I say, but I can say it. We know that there is a flag with a black and a white bar on it. Now, this is called in French the boson. The boson, the secret of the boson is the creativity is in the fray of the black and white, where you start to pixelate and it's hard to tell what's extremely black and what's extremely white. That's the area that opens up and expands for you, and which is a creativity that is not exclusive of the dark or the white. It's one of my favorite symbols because it's so good. You'll see on the cover of Koan Instructions of Saint Martin, I made it with a boson on purpose. You'll see a flame. You'll see, of course, the Elu Koan seal in the flame. And then you'll see a boson, which you use the creative fire in order to light up this creativity that's found in the fray area. So, I don't want to put that in current times for America, but I mean, apply it as you will. So the environment is that it's a dark room, and usually in a dark room, your eyes have a chance to detoxify from the light, which often will distort the images of the spirit. Now, this isn't a light, versus dark kind of thing. It's just saying that as we're focused on the exterior light, it's harder to see the inner light. And making it dark, which all of these exercises and the later grades and bands actually work in the dark with candles, you're experiencing what's called the new fire. And that's as much as I'll talk about that. But the dark room is symbolic of the subconscious, and the flame illuminates that which was hidden. So the physical posture of this particular exercise is your feet are flat, so you're grounded into the earth, your torso is upright, your hands are on your knees, and you're emphasizing a readiness for mental focus. This is an act of receptivity. So this is the downward water pointed triangle. Very important to understand that all of these exercises are not just, gaze up at the sky. In Vajrayana teachings, they have you gaze up at the sky and say something ridiculous like, and if you were just told what that exercise is, it wouldn't mean anything to you. It's like, yeah, I'm looking up at the sky like a lug and I'm going, what is the difference of this? But it is a central nervous system reset and a grounding into the pure expanse of all being, which is the Dharmakaya body. So that becomes a little bit more focused than just the awe itself. And in a world where we do nothing but focus on the external manifestation of things, practices like this are very, very helpful. So the position is good for receptivity, and this is an act of attunement with universal energy. You're no longer throwing out a projection wave. You're getting into your receptivity where you can be blessed, so to speak, in order to have psychic awarenesses. So the candle flame is something you gaze at to hold your concentration. It's like water hitting a rock. Well, yeah, it's not a big deal, but you'll know in spiritual traditions, including the Way of Discipleship by Torquem Sardarian, that if you concentrate single pointedly without focusing on other things, so if you really hone that, you can use that concentration to do quite powerful things, like he indicated in his analogy with water piercing through a rock. So the persistent energy is a force to be reckoned with, for sure. So this shapes your thought energy, and if you have knowledge about these things, you'll know that a lot of times the work of the projective is done by a modality of the receptive. So these three things will start to hone your psychic proclivities in order to get further into the gnosis, quote unquote, so to speak. And you can become knowers of the things which are, which they talked about in the Corpus Hermeticum of the 4th century, that, this is not getting into the way that things are interacting with each other, but knowing the ground of wherein things interact. And in the Corpus Hermeticum, it says, how big is the space which everything moves in? And Hermes is like pretty much unfathomable. I don't have the book in front of me to quote it, but he's like, pretty big, huh? If all these big things that we can think of, like the planets and the galaxies, can move inside of a space that's preordained with laws and principles, that's a pretty big place, if it's a place at all. So our minds are not able to grasp that in their extemporaneous fashions by using empirical information to become knowers of the outside world. The inner world, says Kerning, J.B. Krebs, is the actual. It's the subjective is the real world. Now, not your subjective based on objective, but your subjective based on subjective. So we're taking you inward for the advanced practices of incorporating the water in the exercise. The water near the candle enhances the exercise because water boosts your psychic faculties. And we are composed of water, and water has kind of a carrier wave that it turns from particle to wave. So it's a quantum world that's being accessed, but nobody wants to talk about these things. They want to experience them. And that's what these kind of exercises will do. They'll start having you experience psychic reality. So the water represents the emotional and subconscious realm, and so tied together with your daily review, it'll start to unlock the places that water has been stored toxically, so to speak. So it strengthens your psychic powers, and the candle flame is a powerful tool, powerful tool for harnessing your thought power. It's an actual place to focus the motivational force that you have for your creativity, which I told you was a very, very strong force that was used in battle. Just like Paul said in the Bible, that our problem is not with people and circumstances, but with powers and principalities. That's where we do our work of battle. So anyway, I hope that was helpful to you. Thanks for coming and checking out Being Reintegrated and being a subscriber, because like I said, we're going to put a little bit more emphasis into these exercises than maybe the college did in commentary or to other SIs. Thanks a lot.